Iowa Congressman and Colonel of the United States Air Force Reserve, Zach Nunn. Congressman, good morning. Thank you for being with us here on Wake Up America Weekend. Your thoughts, let's just start with your thoughts overall, the attack on Israel.
Yeah, team, last night, millions went to bed in Israel and woke up to a new chapter in a direct confrontation between the Ayatollah, the IRGC, those elements in Iran making a direct strike on innocent Israeli civilians with the intent to kill as many as possible. Hundreds of drones, hundreds of cruise missiles, hundreds of strikes being taken. The U.S., standing with its allies in the region, including Jordan and the United Kingdom, helped to defend Israel, and Israel ultimately being able to repel almost all of these attacks because of good prep work, both by the military and by our intelligence agencies. But what we should take away from this is that Iran is committed to not only opening this new chapter, but doing so in a way that it's paying for it by subverting U.S. sanctions, by selling oil illegally to China, drones in sanction violation to Russia and other adversaries to the United States. And most importantly, Iran has decided that this is the way it's going to do business going forward, not only using its proxies like Hezbollah in Lebanon or Hamas in Gaza or the Houthis, but they're going to engage directly. And this is a dangerous new chapter that requires the U.S. to have a strong sanctions regime enforcement to cut off Iranian funding. Because the reality is the Biden administration allowed sanctions to expire, and that's how we have more drones, more cruise missiles, and more direct funds flowing to an Iranian regime which is committed to escalating a conflict with our closest ally and largest democracy in the Middle East, that of Israel.
Yeah, you're right. Sanctions are important to stop that flow of income that comes into the country there. But if we look at the military perspective of the West, what can be done apart from directly going in to Iran? And is that an option, Congressman?
Sarah, you hit the nail on the head here. We have a direct military deterrence in the region. We have a carrier strike group. I've flown recon and combat operations in this area before. Good intel on the front end allows us to take a effective deterrent. One, peace through strength, as was highlighted by the Trump administration, but more importantly, the ability to actually shoot down these weapons as they're inbound. Let's not forget the Iranians had to cross through multiple nations' airspace to be able to strike directly at Israel. Now, what I'll also say is that the U.S. military can help enforce a sanctions regime that has remained lackluster by the Biden administration. I've led legislation in the National Security Subcommittee and Financial Services to stop Iranian oil. They have $80 billion in new funds coming by selling illicit oil directly to the Chinese. And that threat can be intercepted by the U.S. and our allies in the high seas. Because the reality is, this is how they're funding their war machine. We need to have a kinetic deterrence to Iran, but we also have to, cut them off from where they get their majority of funding, and that's selling it to our near-peer adversaries in the region. We've got to be able to reinstate the sanctions that were there that the Biden administration let expire, and we have to enforce the sanctions that are on the book that are not being actively stopped. And as a result, we have an Iran that feels far more emboldened to hurt our closest ally in the region, Israel, but more importantly, do it by targeting to kill innocent civilians as they wake up this Sunday morning.
Congressman, 20 seconds left very quickly. Is there a window here that could really help with those sanctions? Could Israel, with the support of the United States, either directly or indirectly, take out some of their oil refineries and their capabilities to even produce oil? Is that an option right now that should definitely be on the table or not?
Yeah, I've spoken directly with Republican leadership in the House. They're fully committed to this. Look, our bill goes directly after this ghost armada of tankers that are sailing the high seas. This is the best way to denude the Iranian regime from any ability going forward. Their ability to produce oil can quickly be recreated, even if there were a strike inside Iran. Their ability to produce it and sell it and send it elsewhere is the best way that we can do to cut them off now so they don't do kinetic strikes, cyber attacks, or terrorist threats to the United States right here at home.
Fantastic.
Congressman Zach Nunn, we appreciate your incredible insight that you've provided us this morning. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, team.
All right, don't go anywhere because we have plenty